Well, it's a hot check day again. I'm over here in the shade with the fan. You can see the fan here. And the dog back here somewhere. And yeah, and I've had a birthday since the last time I videoed and got my hair redone again, but I don't like when it does this. Like this makes little lines. I'd prefer it to be smooth. But that's what it's. And this time my eyebrows got done. But I hadn't done my birthday video yet. I mean, I've done it, but I haven't posted it yet. Yeah, I'm still behind, just like usual. Marshall and Tom are in the Walmart. But it's weird the way this phone does. I have to turn it like this. I keep looking like I'm looking that way. So playing a different game. I always play the phone games. I play Candy Crush. I play something Kingdom, something. And this is called Pig Kingdom or something. Broiled something. I don't know. But I started playing. It's fun. I like those kind of games. It's kind of like Candy Crush or whatever. But I don't really play the other things. Super Nintendo was as far as I got on that stuff. The controllers got where they just, to me, I can't work them that well. I guess because I didn't practice enough because I was doing other things, raising kids. So I couldn't do it. But I like doing the picture thing, you know, painting the picture, word puzzles, you know, I forgot what it's called, the word, whatever you call it, but it's like a fill-in puzzle. Got several things for my birthday and I'm going to have to show them. Just haven't done it yet. I've still got my little card thing, so I can still get glasses whenever I take a notion to go to the eye doctor, and I haven't went yet. And I quit going to the psyche doctor because all they were doing was give me 2 arthritis medicines, which I can get the prescription wrote for that at the other place. Instead of having, see, they was calling me on the phone for the psyche doctor thing because that was part of, supposedly it's part of my disability, but mostly it was supposed to be for arthritis, but they've got it listed as that. I don't know why. But as some psyche stuff. Anyways, it's weird me saying that. So, and they tried me on all kinds of stuff for that over there, and I kept telling them, you know, I want to be able to be lucid. I don't want to be, okay, I'm going to go to sleep now, and yeah, everything's okay. I don't care if the dog's hanging from a noose from the back porch, or the kitchen's full of blood, or, you know, it's okay. I'm just going to go to sleep, you know. That's the way they want you to be whenever you're going to those places. So, and then they got to where, you know, during the COVID thing, when you're older, they would call you on the phone instead of you having to come in with a mask and all that kind of stuff. Well, they come in with a, you know, that, and Medicaid was paying for it, you know, but, which is the same thing. You know, they call me on the phone. They can get, you know, more, you know, they can talk to you. It's more personable to me. It is. I was more comfortable. And because before, what they were doing, you did have a regular doctor, but then they didn't have the regular doctor anymore. They lost the doctor. They went somewhere. Say, oh, it's because it costs more money. Because this is like a clinic-y thing. And, anyways, yeah, I lost my thing, my brain. Anyway, so they got to where they would have a computer screen, and you'd go in there and you'd sit there and you'd look at the computer screen, and the person would look at you and you'd say the same thing you said on the telephone and all this kind of stuff, you know, and then she would tell you the prescription. Then they'd send it to the pharmacy, okay? Well, it's the same thing as if you were on the phone and they sent it to the pharmacy. The same thing, except they just didn't see you. Well, Medicaid came out with the thing, they said they've got to look at you, they've got to see you, you know, the doctor does. Okay, so this one doctor sees the same amount of people, supposedly, except she takes a little bit more time because she's got to get, you know, they have to pull up on the computer, which in turn means that she sees somebody in another county while they're getting the next person ready for that guy, and then there's another person that's around and about, you know, and then there's certain days that they do 2 counties, and there's other certain days they do another 2 counties, and all this kind of stuff. So it's a heck of a lot harder to get an appointment. I mean, if it's a phone call, they can call you in between. You know, like they can have a sit-down appointment or one of their computer things, you know. And then in between, while they're getting another person ready, they can call you, and they can tell by your tone of voice and whatever if you're getting along. And they said as long as you were stable, everything was fine. You know, they would just give me arthritis medication, anyways. And which is also supposed to be something with psychic, but it's supposed to be arthritis mostly. That's what it's basically done. But anyways, because they wouldn't give me any other stuff because they said anything that's addictive, you can't have it, and they tried to wean everybody off of that and all. It was this big budget deal. Anyway, so now after 2-3 years, Medicaid will not allow them to have phone calls anymore. They won't pay for the phone call treatment. So you had to go back to the thing. Well, I missed mine, and they sent me a paper that says call back within 2 weeks and get your appointment. You know, so I called back. It was within 2 weeks, within a day of 2 weeks, and they had closed me out like an hour before I called. It said that I would have to come back in like a regular person. I've been going over that dang place for like 20-something years, you know, and they're going to treat me just like a regular old first person to come out the thing, you know. Oh, well, I'm having a problem. You know. So I'm just going to get my regular doctor that I have that's over that way behind me at the other shopping center to write me those 2 prescriptions when I go back, probably at the end of this month, which is August, or the beginning of the next month, whenever they call me and tell me the appointment, because they haven't said it. They'll call me like 5 times telling me whenever it is, and if I haven't confirmed. But yeah, it's kind of hot out here, and my regular blood pressure, the cholesterol, you know, the diabetes medicine. So they started to write it for me the last time. I said, well, I'll go over to the other place, and my refill's ran out over there. So, you know, I mean, but I still have a little bit left. So I'm just going to stretch that out till then, which you're not supposed to do that. Anyway, I'm tired and I'm sleepy. Well, I was asleep. I was laying on the bed. Marcia comes, son, check day. I said, I thought last week check day. He said, no, I said, why didn't somebody tell me? Well, what do you think? We're taking showers for nothing? Well, Marshall and Tommy took a shower. Well, they'd go to work tonight, so I figured they'd just go ahead and get everything over with, washing their clothes, taking a shower. No. So I quickly got dressed and whatever, and combed my hair and hopped to the car, you know. And I grabbed me a Diet Pepsi on the way out, you know. I have to hold it like this so you can see the hole. So holds me up my neck. So the summertime is just awful with this neck like this. It just sweats down, and then you get that stuff in there. It's like grandma feeds you, so you're constantly washing your neck every few hours. You know, babies, it's called grandma feeds, where babies slobber. Well, I don't slobber, but baby slobber. I'm talking about like sweat. And you know, you get the little surrounded skin things, like when you're drying off and you get the skin on your towel before you know, put your lotion on or whatever, you know. And it's just that, you know. And then this is an age spot, but it washes off. Not washes completely off, but it'll scrub off if you're using your face scrub. You just wash the top part. I think it's a combination age spot and a psoriasis thing, because I started to get some of them in my head. When she put that color on my head this time, I was like burning, because the psoriasis had went up in my hair, which they usually don't. Usually, I mean, I got one right here that's not a pimple. This is one of those things, a hard knot psoriasis thing. And I've got some on my arms, a couple on my legs, but you can't see them. This one you can see more, and you can't really see these in my hair. But the arthritis and fibromyalgia stuff, it also makes your head sweat more. I mean, there's so many different symptoms for everything. It's just like, I just need to go in and get like they had a big waffle iron, you know, and get a new body press or something. You know, I don't know if that might work or not, but that's about basically what it would be, you know. You know, like when they say you go to heaven, I'll have a new body, praise the Lord, I'll have a new life, you know. That kind of thing. I was watching the movie with Jack Black called Bernie, that had Shirley MacLaine in it, you know. Lord, he could hit that high note in Amazing Grace, and oh, he has got such a vocal, you know, up and down, you know, where you can go low and he can go high. Oh, and I was like, I wish I could get the soundtrack to that, not just for the gospel ones, but for the other ones too. I mean, I love the way Jack Black sings. So, been a fan of him for a long time. You know, remember he got, you know, what was that movie, You know, things came to Earth and the people went to greet him, and he got blasted in the thing. He was arming a, you know, he was a soldier, and he got, what do they call it? He was, oh man, the word just ain't coming today. He was vaporized, yes, in the movie where the alien bites off the Three Amigos guy, the little short Three Amigos guy, his finger, spits it in the fish tank in the secret room, you know. But that's some older movies. It just don't seem like it should be. But that Bernie movie is funny, you know. It is. I like it when he's folding this big pair of underpants, and no way in the world is that big enough. Is it? So those are way too big for Shirley MacLaine. I mean, it's just supposed to be funny, I guess. But I just like, I mean, I like a lot of movies and stuff. Like one of my favorites is John Wayne's The Cowboys. That's a pretty good movie. And then, because I like Bruce Dern as well, there's one that's called Alaska and Northern Borders. Bruce Dern, that's pretty good too. So, I mean, I like a lot of movies, and I like a lot of the old actors. Marshall was like, well, if Johnny Depp came by, you might go after somebody. You know, no. It's been years, over 10 years, close to 15, 18 years, since I even looked at anybody. I said, I don't know, it'd be a miracle. I don't know. Even if you laid him there, you know, in AKED, I probably wouldn't do anything. You know, I probably, let's look at there. What's he doing? Okay, well, here, somebody else come take care of this. No, not me. It's not in the mood. I hurt too bad to be doing any wrong. Yeah, sorry, people. I'm almost shut up now about that. I knew that. I don't see the watermelon man out today. He's usually out. Everybody else has got good watermelons for Watermelon Man. Nobody's had any complaints about the Watermelon Man's watermelons. I've got some seeds from this fantastic watermelon that George, that works with Marshall, had. It was so good. I saved some of the seeds from that, so I'm going to try to grow some next year, if possible. Nothing in my garden did anything because they all stayed in the cups. Nobody helped me, and I was hurting so bad this year. I'm hoping that next year I can do better and actually put it in the ground instead of leaving it in a cup or a pot, you know, because you just can't do that with that. My cucumber seeds did not come up, nothing like that, but I did have a whole bunch planted, and then whatever else that I did have planted, they did come up. If they didn't dry from the hot sun, from me getting disgusted and not watering, or forgetting to watering, or the New Dog whiskey tearing up everything and scratching it like he digs holes in the yard and scratching out my flower pots. Lord, that dog, I love it to death though. If it just didn't do. But our watermelon, we got one watermelon, he had 3 left. It was a great big one, or 2 small ones. We should have got the 2 small ones. The great big one we got at the house, it was fine. On 2 days, it was tore up. It must have been because it was on the bottom, and it must have got bounced around or something. But it was just sphere rotted. Water leaked from it. There was some of the leaky, you know, it was like that leaky thing, you know, and you're like, where'd that come from? It must have had a small crack in it or something. But we just didn't buy another one. It ain't because he sells bad watermelons or anything like that. And it's just that, you know, we were just bled on the watermelon. But even though we've eaten watermelon, got some in the store and whatever. But that one store, some haven't even had watermelon, so that's why he's been doing real good. And my sister-in-law actually found a yellow and an orange watermelon, you know, with a darker one and a lighter one. She found some of that. I would like to have some of that. Looked like it was good. I seen her, she was eating on some of that. And school started back here. I never was hunting up clothes for anybody. I had a pair of shorts and that Junior could wear to school. That's about it. And I had some paper and stuff Destiny could have. Some come from Misty, I think. It was 2 them black and white speckledy notebook things, and some notebook paper and some pencils and erasers and a couple things like that. I might have some of those report holders, because I have some notebooks, and she had just bought 2 notebooks. And I said, well, if you run out of notebooks during the year, usually after the notebooks is gone, you can't find anything, you know. And so, you know, it's just gone. And now they've started this thing this year, and I don't know if it is in other countries or not. Everybody has to have net or clear plastic book bags. Now, I haven't asked Destiny, but I've got a clear small tote thing I don't know what you can put in it. It ain't big enough to put a book in, but, you know, I don't know, maybe if you had a pencil pouch and put your pencil pouch and, you know, a few of those things like that in there, you know, if you had a zip-up pencil pouch, you might could get some stuff like that in there that would hold a good bit, you know, your pencils, pens, or if you had to have markers and crayons and all that kind of stuff. But then why would you want to tote that and your book bag? I don't know. But then girls can carry a pocketbook, which you don't have to have a clear see-through pocketbook, which I don't think that's fair against the boys. Now, I would say that even if I was a girl. Boys should get them a man bag, which they do have man bags, or start toting a briefcase, because is there a rule? I don't know about school and briefcases. I have no idea. Or a man bag of some sort that says brawn on it or something, you know, or manly. Say something that says a man on it. I mean, it's not fair for a girl. I know that girls, you know, would be embarrassed to take their pads and tampons to school in a clear purse or a clear bag or whatever, you know. But what if a dude, you know, he might want to take him a condom to school with, you know, he's got a date later, you know, might want to, and he don't want to keep it in his pocket, you know, or he might lose it, or if he keeps his pencils in his pocket, he might poke it with a pencil or whatever, you know. So, I don't know, they might have that, or they might have some medicine, they might have an inhaler that they need to keep. Even though the office wants them to try to keep the inhaler in the office. Inhaler doesn't do you very much good if you are in the gym and the office is way at the other end of the building and you're having an asthma attack. Somebody has to run in there and verify with the people that you're needing an asthma attack. So no, my children kept theirs in their pocketbook, or whatever, pocket, or whatever they had to have, you know. And I mean, what if you wanted a Tylenol? You got to wait for the school, get one Tylenol. Okay, well, if my big old boys would have to take 2, sometimes 3 Tylenols and 3 ibuprofens, put on a little piece of foil, stick it in the sock. I mean, you know, there's ways of getting by with it, and they'd have to go into the stall and start using it or something, and then get rid of this paper foil and flush it or whatever. But I mean, some of the rules are ridiculous, you know. I mean, you just can't get high on Tylenol and ibuprofen. It's just this, you know, this plain store. And your inhaler thing. I mean, there's certain things some people might have to have with them right then. And they might say, "Why does the boy need it?" Well, the boy might just want to have something private in there. He might have a diary too, you know. Ain't no telling. Or he might have a pair of underpants. He don't want somebody else to see his underwear. What if he has accidents, you know? You know what I'm saying? They could have a problem. They may have to take a man pad, you know, ain't no telling. I just don't think it's fair for the other way, you know. Because they're going, the women do this, women do that. If a woman can take a purse, a man can take a man bag just fine. Okay, now if we went all into that. Whee, almost lost it. It's right hot. What does this say? What does it say? I've been yammering on for 12 minutes. No, 22 minutes, excuse me. Oh, Lord. And they ain't got over here yet. Well, there's one. Police over there looks like it, you know. Might come over here and see what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here in the shade. Anyway. I guess that's about all. It's 22 minutes of me yabbering on. Maybe that's something that somebody is interested in. I don't know. I'll try to catch up some, like I always say, which I don't, and post some of this stuff. But there are some that I want to post, and then there was some that come out crappy that I didn't, because I had this one. I'm gonna say one. There was this. We got a marshal in our county that a county marshal. You know, you'd think he's gonna wear a cowboy hat and some boots. You know, he's gonna come jingling by with the spurs on or something. You know, no, he's got his gun, but it's not the right kind of gun. You know, he's got it on his waistband in the front. You know, right next to his zipper. You know, when he come out the door, I watched him come out. I'm gonna have to go into that deal later on and show a picture of the poor dog. It was I sat outside and I waited to see what he looked like when he come out. That didn't look like a marshal to me. You know, I mean, you're gonna hire somebody to do that. Make him look like one, please. All right, well, I'm gonna go because I'm going to play my game for a few minutes before they go holler for me to come over there and get them. Which they may be about 2 and a few minutes, and I know y'all are probably tired of hearing my yabbers on because I can do it. I'm going to make the talk about that guy. That's something I should have talked about last year, maybe, probably, but I just didn't. All right, well, I'll talk to you later. Like, share, and subscribe. Goodbye. Have a good day.